What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Rockling Road Show. It is Alvie.
I'm the 1-3, baby.
We're coming to you live from the Casa de Alvie. Welcome to the show. Thanks for hanging out with us tonight. We got a fun little show for you. Going to be a little shorter than it was last week. No trivia this week, so kind of shortens it up a little bit. I do have to apologize to Dan. I haven't thrown his thing in the post yet.
What?
But I do have an excuse, and the excuse, of course, being that
You're lazy?
No.
You forgot?
Monday, I'm just going to have to deal with the computer and
Yeah, they're just going to have to watch it.
No, so Monday, I threw it in the back of my truck and was going to drop it in the mail on Monday.
Right.
Well, Monday was a holiday.
Yeah, there's no mail
Post
on
office
Monday.
was closed, right?
Yep.
And then I had to work.
But you had Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Well, I had to work. So I had today, but it didn't get done today. So
you told me you were working today when I called you. I'm at work. Leave me alone.
No, I said I was working out today. I wasn't working. I was
pumping
trying to get rid of some of this down here. But no, so Dan, there he is. Dan, your stuff will be in the mail, dropped in the mail tomorrow. So you'll probably see it in, I don't know, 2 weeks probably from what I could gather. But
look at that.
So
Garth is on today.
Garth, welcome back, brother. Missed you last week. We had some fun trivia, but
you didn't win.
Good things come to those who wait. Absolutely, Dan. Like I said, sorry, but it'll come when it gets there. So, cool. All right, so let's go ahead, do the bills.
Okay.
Jump into the show. Let's have some fun tonight.
Okay, and as always, we're brought to you by Misfit Metalworks. Okay. Misfit Metalworks offers CNC plasma cutting, welding, metal fabrication, and prototyping services, as well as laser engraving. You can contact the Misfits for all your metal needs at 813-598-7409 or stop by the shop at 1913 East Bears Avenue. That's 1100 Bravo, Tampa, Florida, 33613. Please let them know the Rockling Road Show sent you.
Also brought to you by Eric Warren Artistry and Dropkick Customs. Eric Warren Artistry is a custom paint and fabrication studio that specializes in turning all of your custom dreams into reality. EWA offers a one-stop shop for all your paint, metal and fiberglass needs, welding, full powder coating, motorcycle stereo equipment, air ride systems, custom wheels, parts development with their Epic line. I just saw a post they put, somebody that had purchased a bunch of their stuff from Epic and put it on a bike at their shop.
Yeah, I saw
that. It looked
that.
Awesome. It was pretty cool. It's good to see stuff going all over the place. What was that?
Docks, something.
Something like that. So if you need anything for your bike, you want to build a custom bike, please contact our buddy Eric Warren at Eric Warren Artistry, 813-503-4764, or you can stop by his shop at 13215 North Nebraska Avenue, Suite A, Tampa, Florida, 33612, and of course let them know that we sent you. And last but certainly not least, brought to you by the Fran-Hosh Law Group. Fran-Hosh Law Group provides legal services for victims of negligence. They handle a broad range of personal injury and wrongful death matters, including motorcycle accidents, truck and car accidents, slip and fall injuries, and much, much more.
Yeah, so for all your legal needs, please contact Fran Hosh at 866-LAW-FRAN, or you can go to lawfran.com, or you can even stop by their offices at 1275 Nebraska Avenue. That's in Palm Harbor, Florida, 34683. And you know what's really weird? This is weird. I'm sorry to go there. But I'm used to looking at that camera over there. So I was looking at that camera over there.
All right.
And then talking to this camera right here while I'm looking at that camera. I didn't even.
It's all good. I'm trying to get some stuff moving. It's a little bit of change.
We need like lights. This camera's on. This camera's on.
And now you're asking for too much.
No, I'm not. Get a little LED light and say, bam, this.
Awesome. Thanks, guys. Welcome to the show. HD's checking in. Sybil checking in as well. Thanks for joining the show, guys. All right, so let's jump into tonight's topics and tonight's debauchery, so to speak. All right, so the first thing we're going to bring up is a kick-ass little bike that I saw.
This is badass. I'm glad you found this thing.
I was, it was funny because I'm looking for stuff to talk about. You sent me a story we're going to talk about next, but to be honest with you, not a whole lot of stuff going on in the motorcycle world. A lot of accidents. I saw one thing. I wanted to put it on the show tonight, but it was just, I don't know. It was a little much. And what it was, I don't know if you've seen it, but I'm going to talk about it, but I should have just put it on the show. But anyways, have you ever heard of the website Biker Dad?
Yes.
Okay, so Biker Dad, for those of you that don't know, great website. I don't know the guy. We've never, done anything, but I do pull a lot of stuff, a lot of stories from him because he's very good at what he does.
Right.
And he wrote up a story about the situation that was going on in South Florida. This is a huge tangent. I apologize, but what it was it was kind of like, you remember Wheels Up, Don't Shoot, all that stuff.
Yes.
Wheels Up, Hands Down, or Guns Down, or whatever it was. So it was something along those lines. It was down in Lauderdale, and these dudes were on bikes, street bikes, and they were riding kind of aggressively, but not like, they weren't doing the wheelies and all that stuff. They were just a group of guys riding, but they were weaving in and out of traffic, cutting people off, and then they got to an intersection and they blocked an intersection. We've all done it. They block an intersection, and this guy in the car who'd been cut off multiple times by these guys pulls up, and he looks out the door and he's like, basically yelling at him, "You guys can't do this. You can't block traffic, blah, blah, blah." He's screaming and yelling at him. He finally leaves. Well, as he's rolling out of the intersection, he's driving down the road, they start coming up on him. And he kind of realizes what's going on, and he starts kind of swerving to try and get out of the way,
right.
Get out of there, but also probably trying to knock some of these guys off their bikes.
Maybe not.
Maybe not, right? But ends up being they get to an intersection, and they pull his ass out of the car. And they start beating this man to the very inch of his life. So bad so that they were using their helmets, and somebody pulled out a freaking crescent wrench.
I saw this.
And beat the living shit out of this guy with a crescent wrench. And I was like, all right, that's a little too far. And I was also thinking, had that been me,
Pop, pop, pop.
I'd have gone down fighting. And by fighting, I mean I'd have taken at least 7 to 10 guys with me on the way down.
Yes,
So,
we're not saying what would happen, but
I was absolutely shocked by what I saw. And the only reason they stopped was a bunch of bystanders came out and were kind of pushing them off.
right. It was even a lady. A lady was pushing them back.
It was bad. It was really bad. Now,
And one dude was on a scooter.
yeah, he was. Yep.
And he's a dude that had a helmet, or he might even be the wrench guy.
Might even be the wrench guy. But they're currently looking for these people to.
This happened a month ago or so.
It's been. I think it's been a while. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's it's a sad story, and I mean, again, we've all kind of been in those situations, right? We're blocking traffic for a group of people going through. We've been on rides like that.
Right, but we don't.
Generally speaking, we're not being assholes.
We're
about
not
it.
riding like idiots, man.
And then on the second side of it, if somebody gets pissed off and is screaming and yelling at you, you're just like, all right, buddy, whatever. Have a good day. Just continue on with
See you
what
later,
you're
man.
doing.
And then that sometimes pisses them off even more, though.
Yeah.
So there's no better way to piss them off than kill them with kindness.
That's it, man.
Oh, buddy, you're right, man. I'm
But
sorry.
that's my favorite move, when somebody flips you off and you just go, "Hey, have a good day."
Hi, how you doing?
So,
I love
anyways,
you.
but yeah, it was an interesting
shit,
story. It was kind of crazy. The video is really wild. If you want to check it out, go check out Biker Dad. He's got it on his website, and it's a pretty unreal story.
Yeah, it is.
But anyways, okay, let's get to what we're going to talk about tonight. Let's see, one
Hey,
thing.
Dan Lindbergh's on there, and
Guess how much a used Challenger is going in the UK? Yes, who was supposed to introduce you to Biker? Oh, okay, cool. That's my fault for not. Sorry, no worries. I didn't even think about that introduction there was supposed to happen. But yeah, Biker Dad's a sweet website. A lot of cool information.
does Dan know him personally?
I don't know if he knows him personally or not.
Is that what you're telling us? Bro?
Yeah, but okay. So how much does a used Challenger in the UK go for? I would
30. I'm gonna say 30.
Yeah, it's probably
US.
not a bad guess.
30 US.
Which would be probably what, 25
20
pounds?
25 to 28 pounds. 20.
Because I think the pound is better than the dollar.
It
right
is
now.
better than the dollar.
So while we're waiting on that from Dan, what we're talking about, Volcon.
Hey Sam.
Hey Sam, what's going on? Volcon, the company Volcon.
Spell that because
it's VOL. You can see it on the screen there. VOLCON. Volcon. They do a bunch of really cool off-road vehicles. They have bikes. They have four-wheelers. They have side-by-sides. They have like Jeep looking things. They have all kinds of stuff.
I think they're all electric, every one of them.
Are they?
I think so.
I got to look at that because I didn't think they were all electric. But anyhow, they have just put out a new electric two-wheeler. It's a pint-sized version of their popular grunt bike, which
is cool.
Which is kick-ass looking. But they specifically designed this one for kids. I'm going to start throwing up some pictures of
you got
this
pictures
thing.
to throw?
I do.
Ah, cool, man.
The seat, or I'm sorry, it was specifically designed for kids. It's an e-motorcycle, but it's not just cool looking, as we can see there. It's a perfect way to introduce the younger generation to the joys of riding. But you can see here, it's got, it's about 27-inch seat height. It only weighs 180 pounds, so it's not terribly heavy.
Right.
And it's basically their scaled down version of its big brother.
Well, you know what I like about it? It's got a monoshock and front shocks. My first mini bike, no shocks, baby.
Just
none at all. It was a Sears pull start with a 3-horse Tecumseh.
There you go.
My gosh.
That's awesome. But there, so that picture there that you're looking at on the screen, that is the bike on the left is the full-size grunt, and then the bike on the right is the runt. They're calling this one the runt.
Makes sense.
And like 1-3 was saying, it's sporting the same fork as the big brother. This is a cool collage of the grunt itself. But yeah, really cool bike. Same fork as the big brother. The monoshock in the rear, extended seat so you could put 2 people on it if you wanted to. Disc brakes. And of course, you can't get around those big, super fat, knobby tires.
Nah, dude, man, it's
they're just cool.
I like the balloon. I like the balloon tires. Those are pretty cool, man.
So it's equipped with a 60-volt motor, and a battery setup. It can deliver 44 foot-pounds of torque. It'll hit about a top speed of about 35 miles an hour.
Dude, that's flying.
That's pretty quick on
flying.
A little bike, right? What was really cool about it though is it can go 35 miles on a single charge.
That wide open, I wonder. I mean,
I'm sure it changes if you're getting after it a little bit, but 35 miles on a dirt bike is significant, right? I mean, obviously, if this was a street rider, you'd be like, oh, it's not that impressive. But 35 miles on the dirt that's pretty much all day riding.
In the woods, you're busting the butt. Yeah.
You're having some fun with it for sure. The bike also offers 3 ride modes that correspond with the rider's experience level. Even better for parents is it's got an app for it, and you can monitor where the bike is at. So it's got a GPS on it. Cool. You could set up a geofence perimeter, so you could put basically like an e-fence around the place, so the kids can't take it too far, which is kind of neat.
Yes.
And it also will send you any kind of tip over warning. So if the bike flips over, dumps it, or whatever, you'll get a notification knowing that your kid just ate it, which I think is kind of cool. Obviously, I hope that you're out with your kid riding and you're not just going, "Hey, Billy, go take the bike out and go have fun with your friends."
Yeah, man.
Like I hope that I hope you're monitoring it. It's just
I'd be like,
kill the bike.
Midway up a ramp.
Yeah.
So it was really cool. The CEO Andrew Leisner, he's got a couple quotes. You know, with the addition of the runt, the entire family can experience off-road power sports. The adventures wow, brain fart.
You want to reset that?
No, man, I'm good. So, off-road power sport adventures through Volcon's 2- and 4-wheeled models. I'm sorry, but hey, I'll just call it what it is, man. So, the no clutch, single speed electric powertrain is easy for young riders to learn. Now, I know that riding a bike when I was a kid, a mini bike, like you said, the little Tecumseh, that centrifugal clutch, man.
Yeah.
It's like dang, turn and go. That's how that was. It's pretty cool, man. So that is neat. That is really cool. I do like the app, like you said. That's pretty neat.
Yeah,
it's gonna be fun. But the runt is expected to arrive in June, and the price is about half the price of the grunt.
Yeah.
The grunt is around $6,000.
Yep.
And the runt you're looking at $29.95. You can reserve yours now for $100 though, if you want. Just go to the company's website. If you're worried about your kid outgrowing the bike, don't worry. They do sell bigger handlebars and seats to ensure that it grows alongside them. So
and I thought that was kind of cool too. So you kind of like modular a little bit,
right?
So you can, you spend $3,000 on something, you want to be able to use it for a while.
To me, that would be like one season. Depending on how old the kid is when you get it. But you'd be one riding season in Florida. We know that lasts almost a whole year.
Right.
So kids have growth spurts in a year, man.
Yeah, no, for sure. But this thing is super neat, man. I'm really a big fan of this. We were talking earlier,
I like it.
And I was saying that I thought it was reminiscent of like the Trail 50, the little Honda Trail 50.
It kind of is with the balloon tires. I do agree. And like you said,
you
told me the longer seat, but the long seat. I think every bike back in the day.
Yeah, because I was looking at it going, oh, it's got the long, like that's, when I saw the long seat, that's what I was thinking. But and then you said, yeah, but every bike in the 70s had long seats. And then you start thinking back and you're like, yeah, they kind of all did, right?
The old banana seats on the bicycles, man.
Exactly, right?
Come on.
But no, I think it's a cool bike. I like this picture here. Just the big one next to the small one. You got the kid, the dad and the kid in the background. I mean, it's just a cool picture overall. A great idea of what this bike can
Where'd they
really
carry
get
their
to.
fishing rods though? Is what I'm looking for.
I don't know if he's fishing or not.
Looks like there's either that or he's got red piss.
Yeah. He's shooting lasers. But no, really cool bike. I think I really would like to know if the grown-up version is electric as well.
Yes, April. It does suck getting old. The memory goes. We won't talk about the 2 head injuries.
Let's see. Wow. Electric. That's good. That would be good for commute to work and shops and local rides. Sucks to get old. I can see bikes of that caliber being on Bike Trader's. Been there. Yeah, I mean, I like what the motorcycle OEMs are doing, right? All the motorcycle OEMs are opening the market to the kids.
Yes.
Right? Indian's got I think Indian's bike is probably the coolest. Their little mini bike for kids. Harley's got the little e-bicycle or whatever.
Well, they have the scooter, the little bike. They're going for like the tiny tots.
Yeah,
they're going for 4 or 5 year olds with the little. It's kind of you put your feet on the ground.
Yeah, it's kind of like a bike trainer almost.
Right.
I've seen, but I like that, and I think that's it's a brilliant move. I say brilliant move. I think it's a much needed move, because we've got to get that younger generation buying motorcycles, and if you can get them into bikes early, and you get that bug
right
in their head early, then you can get that. You can open up that market.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Mom saying the Dumb and Dumber mini bike, best scene in any movie. Period. Do you know what that is?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Best scene ever. The whole I gotta pee. Just go, man. And then
just go.
And then when he's coming to pick him up, and he almost falls, and the handlebars go after him. Love that movie. Great movie.
It's a great movie, man.
Great scene. But yeah.
You know what's funny is I'm sorry, I'm gonna go on that too. Dumb and Dumber. The pup, the van. What the hell was the name of that thing? They called it. There was something on the side of it. I saw a mini bike. It wasn't actually a mini bike. It was like a little side by side. This little kid was driving a little go-kart.
No, I seen that. It was a Power Wheels.
Was it the Power Wheels?
Yeah, some guy took a Power Wheels, and then he dressed his 2 boys up as
Dumb and Dumber
in the tuxedos.
Yes. That was so cool.
I saw it. It was awesome. I loved it.
It was so cool, man.
But yeah, so getting kids into bikes, I think, is a good move by all of the OEMs.
Absolutely.
And this thing is super neat. Not a bad price point at $3,000.
You say that, but I say, no, I'm not buying that. I'll buy a mini bike for $500.
Well, I also
gas powered.
I also look at it as it's an e-bike for $3,000.
Okay.
You're not going to have any maintenance on that bike. You're not going to have any gas on it. You're not going to have any oil in it. Like it's.
And you got the app, and you can slow
Yeah, I
it
mean,
down.
you buy that bike and you're done.
For the techie people, yes. You're the techie people.
Yeah, but I mean,
I'm not the techie people.
But I mean, if you think about it, right? Just honestly think about it. If you put that bike next to a whatever Honda.
Let's go with the Trail 50. Let's go with the Trail 50.
Right, Honda Trail 50, right?
You said
you figure, but it's hard to do that because do they sell Trail 50s anymore? They don't. They're not around.
They
anymore.
still have, I think, the little Honda mini bike, but it's not going to be.
All right, so if you bought a brand new mini bike, you're gonna spend $500 to $1,000, right? $500 to $1,000,
somewhere
right?
around there,
Somewhere, give or take.
With a Honda, let's say Honda because Honda's a good quality.
Give or take, right?
Or KTM.
Is that fair enough?
Sure.
Okay. So then the other, so then you look at that and you go, okay, what is the lifespan, so to speak, of a kid being able to ride that? Is he going to get one season out of it? Is he going to get multiple out of it?
I think he'll get multiple seasons.
Okay. Now that bike there, the Volcon one, it's not a small bike. It's not like it's a mini bike or anything. It's a pretty hefty bike.
Yeah, they're gonna get small. One season on the small bike. The bike's gonna stay the same size. They're not gonna be able to adapt it to bigger handlebars, or they may, because now aftermarket stuff has come out for those bikes. People say, oh, you know what? I want bigger handlebars. I want more gooseneck. So you got aftermarket stuff, and that's where this e-bike went in the beginning. They just said, you know what? Let's do the aftermarket stuff now so we can grow with it. But like I said, I prefer the gas-powered, let's go.
Sure.
Plus, you can tweak it. You can work on it. The electric, what do you do, man? Put a capacitor in it or something to make it go fast? I don't know. I'm not electric. I mean, because, you can always govern down the gas-powered, and you can always take the governor away, and you can still make it.
From the way it sounds, you can do the same thing with this e-bike too. You
can't make that e-bike do 60 miles an hour.
No, but I mean, you're not doing 60 on a Trail 50 either.
No, but you can. But you can just change sprockets. You can. There's a lot of little things. I mean, there's things.
Who knows? Who knows? I mean, you might be able to do the same thing too on this. I don't know.
2 years. That's.
I'd have the
Dan
hog from
2.
that movie if I went in the UK. But yeah, I mean, I think that you can. To say that the e-bike is that's it. You can't do anything. I don't think that's the. I don't think that's true either.
Well, yeah, I don't know. I don't know the mods that can be done.
Yeah.
And when I say mods, and I'm thinking, okay, electronics. Okay, you think of your bike. You think of our bikes with the brain, the computer. Maybe there is something.
I'm sure there is.
You can tweak that.
I mean, hell, look at Tesla. They can send an update to the car that can make it. They've got ludicrous mode in it. They can send that to the car, and it like makes it stupid fast. So, I mean. You're only limited to what you can think of. You call it ludicrous mode.
Spaceballs.
Yeah, ludicrous speed. Yeah, absolutely. That's exactly where it comes from.
I'm sure.
Yes, you can. 2 caps. I know how. There you go. So check it out.
Shut up, man.
Software driven. That's it, man. As long as you can write code, you can reprogram that thing to do whatever you want. I'm sure.
There you go.
All right, cool. So there you have it. The Runt from Volcon. Cool ass bike.
I like it.
Man. I like it. I think it's cool.
Check them out
For sure. Right. Gas mini bikes are cool.
Yes.
I agree. And they're cheaper.
And I have a go-kart frame that I'm trying to build a go-kart.
You're trying to make something out of.
I had an engine, a motor for it, but I don't know what happened. Something happened. You put bigger wheels on it, and as they grew, okay, there you go. Dan put bigger wheels on his.
Makes sense.
But yeah, it didn't work out. So if anybody wants to help me out with that stuff.
There you go. To give an electric motor have more power output, you install a battery capacitor. There you go. You were even right. You were joking and you were even right. So how about that?
I know a little about electric.
All right. Yeah, I don't know. I know enough to get myself hurt is really all I know.
Right.
Yeah, speaking of, I'm gonna detour for a second. Speaking of
I'll have a drink.
knowing enough about electronics to hurt yourself, right? So I'm gonna compact this story. Long story short, Kim's daughter her headlights in her car have been a nightmare.
Right.
One blew out, and she got her boyfriend to swap the bulb out, and then about, I don't know, a week later or whatever, the other headlight went out, right? So I'm looking at it going, and not only did the other headlight go out, but the one that he changed also went out. I'm like, there's absolutely no way that you blew a bulb, you blew another bulb, and then you blew another bulb. All within 2 weeks, right? I'm like, there's no way that's possible. So, long story short, I get out there and I start messing with it, and I figure out that there's some kind of a short going on because I can jiggle the harness going into the light, and when I get it in a certain spot, the light turns on. But then when the light turns on, it starts smoking, like heat, and it's hotter than hell, right? I'm like,
that's why
that can't be good, right?
Nope.
So I go into the house, I pull up the phone, I start looking stuff up. Well, apparently we'll get to that in a second. But apparently what happens is a lot of people are putting in these aftermarket lights, and they're drawing way too much power through these harnesses, through these OEM harnesses. So I went up to AutoZone and I bought a new harness, and it's ceramic, so there's no way for it to burn. But I think I threw them away. But the actual dude, they were burnt on one side. The plastic was crispy and melty and all that stuff. But talking about like knowing enough about it, it's like I'm sitting there with leads trying to figure out if I'm getting power going through it. I'm like, that's about my extent of I mean, remember I had to buy a multimeter.
Oh, I was going to ask you, where'd you get that?
I just finally went out and
you didn't
bought
call
one.
me and say, hey man, can I borrow your
No, because I needed it right then and there. But yeah, it's just interesting, right? You just know enough.
So you're like your mom, is what you're saying. There is no short stories.
No, there is no short stories. I used to, when I was in college, anytime I started telling a story, all my buddies would go, oh shit, it's story time with Uncle Alvie.
Not only that. So David Allen is on. David, he works in with electronics all the time. So this is where he's going. He's saying, high resistance connections. There you go, man. Lots of heat.
Yeah, it was putting out bad. Like it was, like I said, it burnt those damn things. So
that's awesome.
We'll see how long those ceramic ones last, and then at that point, after that, I'm beyond the scope of my knowledge. So it goes to a shop for somebody to look at. Yep, that's it.
Yeah. Speaking of shops, I was in Super Dave's shop today, and I said, hey, you gonna watch the show tonight? He's like, what's it about? I said, I don't know.
We never know.
I don't know.
Here we are.
I said, when I get there, I'll figure it out. And I'll look at the monitor.
We'll talk to everybody about it. All right, yeah. So moving on, we're going to talk about motorcycles that will not be returning in 2021.
Yeah.
Sad day for motorcycles. Some motorcycle riders out there, but all right. So first thing we're going to talk about is just like automakers, right?
Right.
We all know that automakers discontinue cars and models at all times, right? The Bronco, one of my favorite trucks ever made,
came back.
It finally came back, but it went years without it, right? Yep. The Ranger, I have a new Ranger out there. The Ranger's another one that went away.
It was a B2000 for a while.
Yeah.
Mazda took it over.
So I mean, automakers all over the world, they discontinue models because they're not selling or whatever the case may be.
Right.
Well, the same is true for the motorcycle industry, and at some point in 2021, we're going to have the end of a few iconic motorcycles out there. For some of them, they couldn't have come fast enough. For others, it kind of feels like you're losing a best friend, right? But here's a list of some of the bikes that are not going to be returning after this year.
Can I say this one?
You can take this one.
The first one, because honestly, I don't even think this is a girl's bike. I think the Sportster should have gone away a long time ago. A lot of people like the Sportster. I just don't. I think it's got a higher center of gravity. It's not a very, user-friendly motorcycle. I've ridden one. I didn't like it at all. I didn't like the way it rode.
You will piss off a bunch of people
Probably
by saying that.
60% of people out there. But I don't like the Sportster. That's me.
Yeah, and a lot of people love their sporties.
I don't. I
but
don't,
yeah.
Man. The 883, the 1200, I just couldn't deal with it.
Yeah, so this is what was interesting though. The Sportster came out in 67.
57.
I'm sorry, 57.
Yeah.
I didn't realize they were making.
And you know where the shifter was? It's left side.
Was it?
Yeah. That's the one I rode. Think about that.
Oh,
right side.
Right. I was like,
right
wait a
side.
minute. That's where they're
Brake
supposed to be.
Brake was left.
That's weird. That's very weird.
No, it was right side, so it was different shift.
Yeah, so that makes the Sporty the oldest running production motorcycle. Give or take, one of the oldest.
Shucks that it's gone for you guys. So, I mean, I don't know, man. So, of course, they upgraded the bike and they did all that stuff, but many sportsters are still cruising around, you know, and there's extensive aftermarket support for them. But, nah, I don't know. So, the next thing is the 2021 Iron 1200, which is the screen among all the sporties. I just don't like it, man. I don't like any of them.
Well, that's interesting. But yeah, so the Iron 1200, the one you guys see there on the screen, is the last of the sporties.
That's it. The end.
After it and the Iron 883 and the 48, I like the 48, but when they're done, that's it. There's no more sporties going to be out there. It's all also being defunct out of Harley when they sell out is the Street 50, the Street 750, and the Street Rod. The Streets, they started producing those in 2014, but again, they failed to gain traction.
They didn't. Isn't that the one?
I don't even.
The Street 500. Isn't that what they're using for the schools?
Is it?
I think they're using the 500.
See, and I don't even remember the Street 5 or 750. I remember the Street Rod, but I don't remember the other two. But yeah, so all you Sporty fans out there, the Sporty is no mo. It is going away. What do we got here?
It's good for me. So Dale Garza had a 72 Sportster when he was 20. Did you buy it brand new?
Right.
Sorry, man.
What an ass.
I know, right? Yeah, it was an affordable bike and for a broke biker, and you know,
yeah,
a lot of people do like them, and there again, it was you can still afford them. I mean, Sportsters were like $5 to $7 grand,
and they still are. New. They still are. Yeah.
So it is a good introductory bike. I just didn't like the way it rode. I didn't.
Yeah.
I didn't like.
No, I mean it's to each his own, right? HD, best bike Harley ever made is the Sportster. I never rode one, so I can't honestly make a comparison to anything. I just know everybody that's ever owned a Sporty loved them. That is what you could take for what it's worth. Another one that's coming out, Yamaha, right? The old Vmax. I don't know if some of you guys remember the Vmax. Vmax was introduced as the V-MAX, V.Max in 1985. And then it got a big overhaul in 2009, and it changed it to the all caps version VMAX, which is finally seeing the end of the line. The VMAX was a shock to the system in 1985. It was powered by an 1197 cc V4 engine, and then later it got a 1679 cc upgrade. This was funny. It was a quote. It was revered for its ability to rip your arms off when making excellent drag strip sounds.
Well, let me tell you a real quick thing about the VMAX, and it says it there about the V boost. And I know you were going to get to that.
Yeah, go for it.
But I used to have a Yamaha R. What was it? Not an R. It was a
Vista.
RZ. No, I had. This is back in.
Okay.
When I was in Key West, I was stationed in Key West. I had an RZ 350, two-stroke. Okay.
Yeah.
And my buddy Mike Skinner had a VMAX. Now Mike Skinner is known for doing over 100 miles an hour to and from work up from Key West to Big Pine.
Okay.
Always did 115, 120. That's his bike never did below 100 miles an hour when he was on the highway. Okay. So he says, "May I ride your bike?" I said, "Only if I can ride yours." He's like, "Watch out on the takeoff." He says, "Because when that V boost kicks in, you're gonna go." I said, "Well, let's go out to the strip." So we went out to the strip. We went to this old deserted road.
Yeah.
And believe it or not, there are deserted roads in Key West. So he got on my bike, and I got on his bike, and he took me, on my bike. He come back to me. He goes, "Holy crap." He says, That is the fastest bike off the line I've ever been on. This little 2-stroke RZ350
No shit.
blew his,
His
Vmax away off the line.
Yeah.
The V-boost kicks in and you're gone. So we switched, and I beat him off the line. And he was like, "You got to be kidding me. That's fast."
Yeah.
But when he hit, he kept going. 100 I don't do that fast.
Yeah.
And the funny thing about that RZ, man, any gear, I was bringing it straight up, and it's so perfectly balanced.
Really?
Perfectly balanced. And I don't wheelie, but I could wheelie the shit out of that thing.
Yeah.
So it was cool as hell, man.
That's wild.
But yes, my that was my experience with the VMAX. I only rode it the one day. That's all he would let me ride it.
Yeah.
I never rode one again. But I tell you what, man, when that V boost kicks in, you know it.
You better hang on.
Yeah, it is just crazy, man. But anyway, back to your.
Yeah, so like you were saying, the VMAX came out with the feature called the V Boost, and it imitated a turbo by opening butterfly valves at high RPM instead of rush of fresh air. So supercharger, turbo, whatever you want to call it, right? Just put more air into the cylinders.
Yeah.
Let's see. Dan, VMAX was the Ghost Rider bike and is loved by Mad Max riders and just crazy fast machines such as VMAX. Yeah. All right. This one was a shock to me. I didn't see this one coming.
Man, me neither, man.
Yeah, I didn't see this one coming. So Yamaha again is getting rid of the YZF R6.
But you know what? It doesn't say anything, so they're gonna keep the R1.
Yeah, I mean, they're gonna keep going with that. But the R6, I mean, what a great bike! What a great super bike!
It was actually It is a very good introduction.
Yeah.
To a sport bike, and let me tell you, it is not a slow bike by any means.
No, it is
man.
not.
I tell you, man,
it is not.
You don't say, "Hey, I'm gonna get an R6 to get started on riding."
Yeah, no.
Stay away from that, buddy.
Yeah. And of course, the R6 was a contender in the 600 Super Sport world, right? Since its inception in '99, it's up there with the Gixxers and all that stuff. All the way through its radically designed change in 2008. But yeah, after this year, they're getting rid of it. So I know that they're going to have all kinds of crazy stuff coming in to fill the gaps. But also leaving after 2001 is the WR250R Dual Sport and the S Max scooter.
Well, 2001 has been long gone, brother. That's 21. You wanted to say.
Oh yeah, 2021. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. I know.
But yeah, so like I said, that one shocked me. I didn't think the R6 was on the chopping blocks. It's such a good bike, such an iconic bike. That's the one I think for me. I didn't ride street bikes. My brother was a street bike guy.
Right.
I was never into that. But to me, the R6 is the street bike. Like, it's such a sweet looking bike.
Well, a friend of mine had a blue R1, and he said, "Bobby, take that bike for us." I said, "You crazy?"
Yeah.
I mean, I would not get on his bike.
Yeah, I had a buddy when I was in flight school that had a Gixxer, and I was like, "Dude, you mind?" He's like, "No." And I took it around the block, and I was just like, I brought it back, I put the kickstand down, I'm like, "You have that, buddy. I'm good."
Yeah. No, and I rode, crotch rockets and stuff, but I had and I can't even really call it a crotch rocket, but I had the CB900.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I had a V65 Sabre.
Okay.
And that was earlier. That was kind of a sport bike cruiser type combination before it went all cruiser.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, man, I did 140 miles an hour on that thing, and it was fast.
Yeah.
It was.
That's sketchy.
Telephone poles looking like a picket fence.
Yeah. and then that
in the keys.
And then that piece, that rock comes out and jumps out and grabs you.
Yes, and that's in the keys as well, right?
Yeah.
Going on. No. But yeah, so there is another one going that here, the Ducati Monster, the great and small. That with the addition of the new Monster, the Street 937 Liquid Cool L Twin. That's weird. L Twin. There just isn't enough room for more than one Monster. So the Ducati already discontinued the Monster 1200. Now the Monster 797 will join it in the graveyard. That kind of sucks, man.
Yep.
But Ducati's badass. I
Dude,
like them.
Ducati's always made a really kick-ass bike. I always thought they were. They just look.
I love looking at the tubular frame.
They look expensive. You know what I mean? And I mean they aren't cheap bikes either, but they're awesome.
But it's a tight package. Everything is just like put in there, nice and neat. Everything looks like it's where it needs to be or whatever. It's just a good looking bike, man. So the 797 will be the most missable because it was the most direct descendant of the original air-cooled M900 monster back in '94. Yep. So they also got rid of the iconic steel trellis frame.
Yep.
I mean, why?
Yep.
And this is one of the things that I love about Ducati.
Yep.
Their frame. You can tell a Ducati. That's a Ducati. Just by looking at the frame.
Just by looking at it, yeah. When I read that they were getting rid of the steel trellis frame, I was like, whoa. Because, that is a trademark. I mean, legitimately a trademark of Ducati. So
go back to my old Sabre. Dan is looking. He's saying the V65 was badass. It was a very badass bike, and I had the Sabre. The Magna was nice, but the Magna was more the cruiser. Yeah. The Sabre was more the sport cruiser. It's kind of cool looking. It was nice.
121 horse.
121 horsepower, man. This is a badass bike, man.
Must be sales choice. Been sold by the big sister R1 out. Yeah, I think so too, Dan. The talking about the R1 kind of replacing the R6. It's probably happened for a while, and then they just might. I mean, again, there's a reason they're getting rid of these bikes.
They're getting rid of them because of probably sales. They're not. They're just not hitting it. Yeah. They're going for the other bike, other bike, and most people are skipping over the R6 to go to the R1 because now, hey, it's all about speed. Mm-hmm. Honestly, it's on. Hey, let's get there faster. Let's do this. Let's. What kind of tricks can I do on this?
Yeah, right.
We're going to do 100-mile-an-hour wheelies now.
Yeah, because that makes a lot of sense, right? Right. Dan saying, I think Ducati's choice to stop is based on a version, been a popular style, been copied by other brands, and been outbeaten in sales. There's a possibility of that too, Dan. Like I said, Ducati, I always looked at Ducati as the high-end bike, right? That was the if you wanted I don't know, if you wanted the Harley of the sport bike world, you got a Ducati. If that makes sense. Kind of like image-wise is the way I kind of looked at it.
See, and I always thought, because there were so many Harleys out there, that I would have thought BMWs would have been that, You know what I mean? Instead of, because if you tell me, you get like a sport bike, for some reason BMW hits me on that instead of.
That's weird. Yeah, I never that doesn't.
It doesn't click. No, but that's where I see it.
Interesting.
That's my head.
Yeah, that's interesting.
There's I go scrambled eggs up here, man.
You give me street bike and I go right to Ducati. Being the.
See, and I see so many of the Beamers, and maybe that's what it is because BMW. Maybe that's where my mind goes.
Yeah, to be honest with you, it's funny that you say that because I don't think of BMW when I think motorcycle. That is never in my wheelhouse. It's not even it's not something I think about. And I know they make bikes, but in my wide lens, I see BMW as the Euro riders over in Europe. That whole not that you don't see them here in the States, but they're just not.
What is that?
To me, they're just not a bike that it's like, oh yeah, BMW.
There's the BMW R something. Is it like an R1 or something?
They do make a street bike. No, I know. Yeah,
but that's where my brain goes.
Yeah, it's funny because mine doesn't go that way at all. Yeah. Shifting production towards electric. Now, it's interesting, Dan, that you say that because I think a lot of OEMs are making that move. Yeah. I don't know. Again, I think everybody is making that move. You're looking. I mean, all you got to do is look. And Dan Hopkins in the UK can attest to this. Look across the pond to see what's going on because all of the shit that's going on there, emissions, e-cars, e-vehicles, all that shit, it's coming this way. they're ahead of the game, and it's all coming this way. So everything that we see going on in the UK, guess what? We're going to be seeing it here. So you can already, I mean, hell, all you have to do is watch the Super Bowl, right? If you watched the Super Bowl and you saw a commercial for, was it GM with Will Ferrell with the e-cars? Did you see that commercial?
Yeah, he's got the curly hair and the beard now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think it's GM has vowed that they will be an all-electric automaker by 2025 or 2028 or something like that. They will be all electric cars.
Well, good. There'll be a lot of GMs on the side of the road.
but again, you can see that shift is happening in the automaker world.
Right.
So it's only common, and that's not the right word I'm looking for. I can't think of the word I'm looking for, but it's only gonna translate the same to the motorcycle world, unfortunately.
Yeah, it sucks.
And 2035. Thank you, Dave.
I was gonna say that too, Dave.
But yeah, so I mean, that transition is happening. So you're gonna, I mean, shit, dude, they've been trying to design, and they've been looking at this for a long time, but they're trying to design an electric aircraft.
Don't they have that with the drones? They have
people.
They have actual piloted drones now.
Yeah, but I don't think. I mean,
well, I can't
like
say.
the Predator drones and all that shit. They're all gas powered. They're not.
Yeah,
some
no,
of
I'm
them are
not talking
turbine
about
and
those.
all that
I'm
stuff.
talking. It's a passenger able.
Oh
drone.
yeah, they're for sure.
They're all electric.
Dave, I'm your fact checker. I love it. That's perfect. But no, for sure. Yeah, they're definitely making those, like quadcopters or whatever, personal quadcopters.
We're looking for a producer. Want to be on the show every Thursday night?
But yeah, hey, look, call it what you will, teach their own. I think it's really hard to say because I do like the idea of, I mean, I'd love to get a Tesla like that. Honestly, that's, to me, it's a cool car. I think it'd be a hell of a lot of fun to do. Electric airplane has been done since the 60s by the U.S. Air Force as a project and works. Yeah, like I said, they've been trying to design that for a while here in the States. Cessna has been at the head of that to try and design a electric, like a 152, 172 trainer, so that they could cut the costs of flight training because fuel and engines and all that stuff are a huge problem.
But it's so much heavier.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. They're trying, and that's, the thing about it is this, right? Everything new, technology-wise,
right, is
shit. Okay?
For a while.
And then it gets to a point where that tipping point happens and it's good. Right?
It's really good, then it's obsolete.
Right. It's cheaper. It's because right now the problem with e-vehicles right now is battery. Period. That's really it. Everything else has been figured out.
Well, here's the thing with the e-batteries, man. There is a very huge dump that they have to put these things, and it's volatile.
Oh, for sure.
And it's horrible for the environment.
Well, and it's not even the dumps. It's the mines that they have to mine the materials to make the batteries too. The thing, that's what's funny about it all. And I mean, I say funny.
It's not green, bro.
Right, it's not green. Everybody talks about a carbon footprint and all that. You're still screwing the environment by digging and mining all this stuff.
And then to get rid of all these batteries.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. It's not green. People only see the one item, the end item application.
Of course.
It's an electric vehicle. I won't use gas. Wait a minute. How did you charge that electric vehicle? I plugged it in my wall at my house. Where'd you get the power at your house? It came down that wire. What's that wire? Where's that go? Oh, that goes to that big old coal plant down there.
Well, we're coming off of coal for power anyways, right? Look at Texas. They're dealing with alternative power sources that aren't working right now either.
Oh, yeah, true, right? Hey, all these windmills. What happened with an ice storm?
Yeah.
They went to hell.
No, but
I'm sorry, man. I like green.
Look,
but there's a limit.
Look, the thing is this. We all, like, I think what what you can look at, what you take away from e-vehicles is e-vehicles are reducing emissions.
Yeah, Dave's got a point here. He says, it is the same for every other type of mine as well. The gold, the lithium, the silver, copper. Yes, it is bad. It's bad for the environment. But when you dump those batteries, there's no good way to get rid of those batteries.
Well, that's also something that they're trying to figure out on the back end.
And there's also no good way to get rid of the plutonium rods and
Right. I mean, you can put yourself in a vicious circle trying to figure. But what I'm getting at though, and what everybody's trying to get at with e-vehicles is you're reducing your emission. You're reducing the shit that goes out the back end of a car and goes into the air.
Correct.
All you have to do, and more than anybody else, go to freaking LA and tell me that an e-vehicle in LA wouldn't be a bad idea.
No, it'd be fine.
All you got to do is look at LA.
Smogs.
Look at LA pre-COVID and look at LA in the heart of COVID. You could actually see for miles in LA because there were no cars on the road.
When I was out there, it was clear.
Yeah.
You could see the mountains.
Yeah.
Last year when I went out there. Well, this year, the beginning of the year. When I went out there a couple of years ago, it was kind of like a yellowish, brown, mustard color haze that was always there.
Yeah.
And that's the LA. That's
I mean that's what they're going for. So I'm not opposed to the e-vehicle movement. I'm not opposed to e-motorcycles. I think it's an interesting idea. I think it'll be. I mean, hell, you rode the live wire. I remember you even saying that if they would put this thing in my bagger, I could buy one of these.
I tell you what, it was actually not a bad ride. Problem, everyday riding it, I don't know how it would be, and how many miles I could get out of it.
And again, that gets better over time, and that live wire. We'll just use that. That live wire gets better 5 years, 10 years from now.
Dave's going, Super, you really want me fact checking? Yeah, you can fact check us. Be just like, never mind.
There's still no actual place to dispose of vehicles' batteries yet, but I hope a firm does establish one soon. Like, I mean, there's no good way to dispose of anything that we use. No. I mean, let's be real. The stuff that you throw into your garbage can and they come and pick up once a week, that shit goes into a hill.
All right, I'm going to touch this. I'm probably doing that thing. These batteries.
Yeah.
I mean,
lithium batteries, period. It doesn't matter. And they're in everything. So,
they're
figure it out.
They're in our laptops. They're in our phones. They're in everything. It's everything we got right here.
Dave, my wife's in school on Friday nights. I have nothing better to do. Well, come along, hang out with us.
That's Thursday nights. Bro, you can't even...
I said Thursday.
You said Friday.
I didn't.
Okay. What
Fact check.
Fact check.
Fact check me, Dave. But yeah, so there you go. Bikes that aren't coming back in 2021. It's unfortunate. The sporty, some of you sporty guys and girls out there are hating it. You said Friday. Well, there you go. I was thinking Thursday, said Friday,
whatever.
But yeah, and going back to the whole Texas thing, my folks are freezing their asses off right now.
They're in Texas.
They're in Texas in their travel trailer. So
yeah.
So mom, dad, hope everything's going well. Luckily you they have solar panels for electricity, so they're not on the grid, and they have propane for heat. So hopefully you guys got enough propane to keep
for a
yourselves
little while,
warm.
I hope.
Because you guys are getting hit with snow again tonight. So, but yeah. So before we jump to our events, we'll just say to all you folks out there in Texas and Louisiana and Arkansas and all that, move to Florida. What's up, Eric? Thanks for joining, brother. But yeah, if you live somewhere where it's cold and snowy, I'm in shorts and a t-shirt and flip flops down here. So
right on, man. T-shirts.
Pack your shit and move on down. We got plenty of room.
No, we don't.
No, we don't.
We're just gonna say no, we don't. No, we don't. Because I like the woods. I like not having to live this close to each other. All right, so
I sent One3 a video of lights with no overheat just a bit ago. Okay.
Cool,
I'll
man.
check it out. Sorry I'm late. Unacceptable, Eric. Unacceptable.
No, I'll accept it, Eric. You're all right because I know you're a busy man and you're making that paint look
You
good.
always have time for this show.
And we appreciate that. Trust me. So, yeah, I need to learn to weld, Eric. Can I come by you?
Can you learn me? Can you learn me some?
Well, here's the thing. All right, I'm gonna let everybody. I am, instead of, my wife gave me permission to buy a truck, but I said, like I told you, why should I spend $10,000-$15,000 when I can probably get into something that I would like and have more fun in than a rat rod? Okay, that's what I want to do. I want to build a rat rod. I've been wanting to do this for years, and since the way I brought it up to her, and she's like, "Oh yeah, it makes sense. You know, I can save money. It's just going to take a little bit of time, but I need to learn to weld."
Well, or you could always do the Phil Scala version and just use nuts, bolts, and Loctite.
Nuts, bolts, and Loctite. Eric's saying no. Yes, that's what I want to do. I want to build a rat rod.
All right, so we'll bang through some quick events, and then we'll wrap up with some conversations with you guys, and we'll call it a night. First one coming up.
All right, so the first one coming up is the Battle of the Bay Scavenger Hunt. It's going to be Saturday, February 27th. Look at that. Save the date. Battle of the Bay. Look at that. Look at who it's sponsored by. Do you know that?
There you go.
So kicks off at Brandon Harley-Davidson, Tampa Harley-Davidson, and Newport Richie Harley-Davidson simultaneously, and ends with an after party at Brandon Harley-Davidson. Registration and sign-up starts at 9 a.m. for all three of the locations, with the hunt starting at 10 a.m. That's when they're going to give you the rules and the item sheet, and everything will be handed to the team captain. The teams must be back at Brandon Harley-Davidson before 3 p.m. Every minute after 3 p.m. deducts points off their total score. All proceeds benefit My Warriors Place. Vendors, if you're interested, contact Terry w.mwp@gmail.com. This is her email, Terry, w.mwp@gmail.com. To learn more about My Warriors Place and their mission, go to www.mywarriorsplace.org. All right, so the next thing is our thing.
Yeah, I'm hoping. Okay, good.
It came out.
It didn't. I didn't change the notice on here, so I was wondering. Anyways, yeah, we are hosting a bike night at Bourbon on Main. Bike night Thursday, March 25th, 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. It's up in Newport Richie, 6307 Grand Boulevard. Bike night returns to Bourbon on Main, Newport Richie. It's going to be a 5-class bike show, emceed by yours truly, me and the 1-3. Live music is going to be provided by Legal Limit, sponsored by the Fran Hosh Law Group, Writer Now Magazine and TV, Constance After Dark, and Rockling Road Show. But yeah, if you guys are in the area on the 25th, man, come out, check it out, hang out with us. We'd like to have you. And if you got a cool bike and you want it in, we were talking about it the other night. We're looking at, if I remember right, we're going to have baggers, cruisers, street bikes, general, and an everyday rider.
Just everyday rider, which can be anything. Let's see, yeah, baggers.
Oh no, I'm sorry. It was baggers, cruisers, sport bikes, everyday rider, and old bikes.
Yes,
like
antique,
custom,
antiques.
Yeah, antiques.
I don't know, man. We're trying to figure it out.
That one out. But Valerie, great Smith.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Val. Appreciate that.
Sure. We're in her March issue.
Perfect.
That's awesome.
I love it. Next one we'll talk about Ruckus on the Ranch, April 9th through the 11th. Starts at 12 p.m. on Friday, goes all the way through 6 p.m. on Sunday. It's at a full working ranch up in Brooksville, Florida. Camping's available. We'll put a link I'm not going to read everything here. There's a bunch of stuff. You can buy single day passes. You can buy weekend passes. There's VIP passes as well. This is a charity event. So if you come and you leave, you have to you can't go in and out of the deal.
So there's no ins and outs.
There's no ins and outs, and there's no refunds because it's all going to charity. Bunch of bands playing. Again, we've kind of talked about this over the last few weeks. This is a country music kind of festival thing. So if that's your thing, man, really cool event. Come check it out. I will. You know what? While I'm thinking of it,
I think,
and then I'll let 1-3 close out the last couple events. But
I think the only thing I would really not mind seeing is the Johnny Cash tribute show. That'll be
as I'm wearing a Johnny Cash shirt.
I saw that earlier. Yes, and you see, you look, United American Vets, brother. That's what I'm doing. We'll talk about them too. All right, so this is why I'm saying we'll talk about United American Vets. Because we're going to do the annual Boots on the Ground Poker Run and Concert, which is going to be up at Flamingo Lake RV Resort, and it's at 3640 Newcomb Road in Jacksonville, Florida. Just so you guys know that we are going to Jacksonville for that weekend.
Yes.
It's going to be Saturday, May 8th at 8 a.m. and till 10 p.m. It's going to be hosted by the American Legion Riders, Chapter 9, and Flamingo Lake RV Resort and Dick's Wings. It's going to be put on to support Canines for Warriors, Project Vet Relief, Mission 22, the Florida Fallen Hero Memorial Fund, and Wreaths Across America. And also Trees for America's Troops. Come on out, honor and support this nation's veterans, their families, and memorialize your fallen heroes while supporting a great cause. I like this part, man. Well, hot rods, of course, man. So they're going to have a hot rod car show hosted by Callahan Cruisers and Golf Cart Poker. And Golf Cart. Okay. There's no period there.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what the heck? All right, so there's going to be a poker run as well, like we said. Plus many other activities for the whole family. Registration at Flamingo Lake, 8:30 a.m. Kickstands up at 11. That's for the thing. There's $20 a rider, $5 a passenger, or $5 a person if not riding. So I guess you could do it in a car or whatever.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Live music. There's going to be the Jacksonville Firefighters pipe and drum band. A bunch of other stuff. And one really, really cool thing here is Tim Chambers. He is also known as the Saluting Marine. And that's from, what is that, Thunder? What is that called? That ride that they do to DC?
Oh, Rolling Thunder.
Rolling Thunder. And that's where you see him normally. That's freaking amazing. I would love, I'm going to meet this man. We're going to have him on the show.
For
It's
sure.
going to be awesome.
Yeah.
There's pre-ride party starting Friday night at 6 p.m. Live entertainment, lineup for the weekend, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, there's a bunch of stuff going on there. Dave's saying they have a chapter up there. If you want him, let me know to make some connections. Absolutely.
Yes.
Tell those guys we'd love to meet them, have them come out, hang out with us and United American Vets because vets helping vets, man. That's what it's all about. And I know that's what you guys are all about as well. So, and then last but not least, again, we are planning our September 11th Memorial Ride. It's the 20th anniversary of September 11th. Of course, everything's going to benefit the Children's Burn Camp. We're still in the process of trying to find a place to do this. We kind of got hung up on one, so I think we're probably, I don't know. We're going to end up somewhere else, I think. But that's okay.
Yeah.
We've got it figured out. We're trying to finalize everything. Once we have everything there, we will let everybody know. But we'll keep talking about this every week because we want everybody to know that this is happening. We're doing this so that we can get a big turnout this year because we raised $8,000 for the Children's Burn Camp last year, and we want to at least double that for this year. So mark your calendars, man. September 11th this year. You guys are going to come hang out with us because we're going to raise a boatload of money for a good cause. So,
And we need vendors. I know we don't have a location yet, but we need vendors.
Yeah.
So if you know a vendor or even you want to help in the event, please feel free to contact us.
yeah, we've got. I mean, I know Rider Now Magazine and TV is going to be there.
Yep.
United American Vets are going to be there.
United American
We've got a bunch of people that have said that they want to help out. So again, just keep coming, keep talking about it. Tell your friends about it, all that stuff, because we want to make this a big time event. So cool, man.
Hopefully to make this, because it is going to be our annual event.
Yeah, we're going to be doing this every year for as long as
we
they'll
keep
have us
doing
do
this.
it. Yeah, as long as they'll let us do it. So, excellent. I saw it and I didn't say anything. But Eric talking about your welding, you can just use duct tape. Duct tape fixes everything, man. 100-mile-an-hour tape, right?
I got that.
Valerie, again, great show. Thank you. HD, great show. Thank you, brother. Appreciate that.
Thank
Dan, been a smashing show tonight. Thank you, sir. That link there that you guys can see, the Eventbrite link, that is for Ruckus on the Ranch. If you guys want to buy tickets for that, you have to go to that link there to buy your tickets. Read that one there. Rolling Thunder, yeah. Evening all. Great show as always. Stay safe. Thanks, Garth. Appreciate it, man. All right. With that, it's past 8 o'clock. It's past our bedtime.
Wow.
We're going to turn into pumpkins. Didn't even realize it. I thought it was going to be a short show with what we were talking about. We got on a bunch of different tirades or tangents and all kinds of stuff.
I like the show when it does that because it's not, that and they can truly tell that it's not really scripted.
Yeah, we just kind of go with it. We have an idea of where we want to go. But yeah, we just kind of end up all over the place. So, excellent. I've got nothing else. So
I've got nothing.
Great show, guys. Really enjoyed it. Thanks,
Kathy.
Kathy. Appreciate it. Awesome. So with that, guys, you guys know the deal. You guys keep it rocking.
Keep the rubber side down, baby.
We'll see you next week. Thank you for hanging out. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye. Thanks. Maybe. Nope.
Maybe.
Nope.
What
Hi.
happened?
We're still
Hi
here.
again. We don't know what happened.
We don't know what happened.
Technical difficulties.
Oh, yeah. I forgot to say. Oh, yeah. Because you know what? You didn't scroll down. That's what happened.
Oh, it's my bad.
We're not done yet, right? Share it with your friends, all that stuff. You can visit Rockling Road Show at youtube.com as well. Go there, like the videos, all that stuff. And again, we also have a Patreon. If you guys want to join the Patreon, go check that out as well. Other than that, that's it. Thank you much. Thanks for hanging out. We'll see you next time.
Peace.
This one's for real now. Bye-bye.